Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric, and today we're going to take a look at Mizzou's game against Georgia. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, guys, so this Mizzou-Georgia game, 43-6 for Georgia was the final, and by and large, it went the way pretty much everybody expected it to go. Maybe a little bit better than a lot of people expected, frankly. There's only so much you can take away from a game between number one and a rebuilding program. And, that's kind of the big question is what can a Mizzou fan take away from Saturday's game? Not much, but there are some things. The first, the run defense had maybe their best game of the season against a Power 5 team, against Georgia. So, what do you make of that? If they can build on that and be more consistent going forward the rest of the season, that's great. Taking a look at Georgia's rushing yards here, Georgia had 168 rushing yards. And that for Georgia against Mizzou run defense, I would have expected 268. So, yeah, not great, but not bad. Also, looking at Mizzou, 5 penalties, 25 yards. Again, not great, but certainly better than Mizzou has been the past couple of weeks. They've been at 9, 10 penalties a game for a number of weeks now, so it's at least improvement. The big question for Missouri is the offense, specifically quarterback, going forward. One, is Conor Basilak healthy? And if so, I think Saturday's performance from Brady Cook and from Tyler Macon made it clear that if Basilak's healthy, he's the guy. Brady Cook 14-19 for 78 yards. That's not anywhere near good enough. Not a whole lot of shots down the football field. And then Tyler Macon added a new dimension to the Missouri offense with his mobility and his ability to just get down the field by himself. And it was effective against a Georgia defense that's really, really good. But he's just not a collegiate passer right now. Look no further than the goal line stand at the very end of the game. I mean, guys, Tyler Macon couldn't throw a little 5 and out to Daniel Parker Jr. On those, there was a number of throws that were no more than 10 yards between quarterback and receiver. And aside from just being inaccurate, which was a big issue, he had zero touch. He was throwing absolute darts at tight ends and whoever was right there. When it just needed to be a little floater touch pass, it was so hard. There's zero time for a receiver to react, to move his hands anywhere, which in this case was necessary because Tyler Macon was throwing it at players' knees. So between Brady Cook not throwing it down the football field and Tyler Macon throwing everywhere except right in the numbers, Basilak is your guy. I think that's obvious if he's healthy. Now, a lot of skepticism that he is healthy, so I think we may see more Brady Cook going forward. We'll talk about that as we preview South Carolina and potentially other games further down the road. As for this game, hey, Mizzou jumped out to a 3-0 lead. That's a sign that, hey, at least they showed up with a game plan, ready to play a football game. That's, pathetically enough, that is improvement from the Tennessee and A&M games. They were not ready, they were not prepared, and frankly, they looked disinterested in those games. On Saturday, they at least looked like, hey, you know what? We're going to take a shot. We're here. We're going to play. That's a low bar, but at least they met it this time. So, small steps forward. There's only so much you can be stepping forward, though, when you lose by 37 points and are never really competitive in the football game. But that's where the program is. I mean, that's where this team is, and that's where they just have to continue to build toward to understand, hey, we have to close the gap. Georgia is the top. That's where they're at. That's really all there is to say. That's all I've got, really, to recap the Georgia game. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope to see you guys next time.